Hey guys, Carl at Technical Enduro Skills Training School. We're at the track, so apologies about the noise behind me. You can see that a few guys are still riding. Jake is down there hitting the freestyle ramps at the moment. Today we've been testing the new Eurotech and TBR Suspension forks. So for those who don't know, TBR Suspension is a South African company. They work with a lot of the South African pro teams, people like Wade Young, Bradley Cox, Kirsten Landman, Brett Swanepoel, and so forth. These guys really know what they're doing. So they've spent a long time coming up with a valve setting that will suit pretty much every kind of rider, and it works reasonably well across two or so spring rates. They've been working in collaboration with EurotekKTM and Eurotech have put out their own rebound and compression kit for the standard XPLOR forks. They weren't happy with the manufacturing quality of some of the other aftermarket kits, so what they did was they went into the WP catalog, they found all original WP parts, and they made a kit that is an easy fit to the forks. And it's actually more cost effective than some of the other aftermarket kits. So if you send your forks in the UK to Eurotech, you will get the kit, and the kit will give you rebound adjusters on both legs and compression adjusters on both legs. And Eurotech will use the valving created and generated by the TBR guys. And in South Africa, same thing, you send your suspension to TBR Suspension, and Will Slater and the guys there, who really know their stuff, top 10 world extreme enduro riders, they'll kind of do the same thing. Personally, I think it's the best bang for buck upgrade that you can make to the standard forks. I mean, I can't talk about pricing. Call the guys up, it's their business, and they'll tell you, but I do know it's cheaper than some of the other aftermarket kits that you can get. I've been riding on this for the last hour and a half. A couple of other guys have had a go on the bike. I mean, fantastic, really, really good. The clickers actually do something. I'm actually running the forks right now stock as they came from Eurotech. What they did was they set the rebound at fully closed open 18, the compression fully closed and open 16. I'm 95 kilos, so they've weighted the forks for me with 4.4 springs. They've used 4-weight WP suspension oil, and there's a 110 millimeter air gap at the top. That's how they were set up. And frankly, they've been great. So I've been jumping the freestyle ramps, I've been jumping the tire double down there, I've been riding across rocks, over whoops, and I'll show you some slow motion footage of the bike going over the various obstacles and see for yourself. There's no harsh bottoming out, which is a big problem in the XPLOR forks. I think everybody knows that 2015, around about there, when the 4CS WP fork came out, in my opinion, disastrous, terrible fork, could never really make it consistent. It was doing weird things, rebounding strangely and diving. The XPLOR fork came out where you had, one rebound leg, one compression leg. When you open up the compression leg and some of the other stuff, you can see the goal there was to save money. If you open an open chamber fork from pre-2015, it's significantly more complicated inside than the XPLOR forks and the 4CS forks were. In 2018, all they really did was flip the little cone around inside the compression leg. It was a fraction better, but still not fantastic by any means. And you have no adjustability. There's no additional cones available, nothing like that. So what this does is this gives you full adjustability. They can literally change the valving to suit you as a rider based on your needs, whether you're a fast enduro guy, whether you're an extreme enduro guy, etc. And then on top of that, because you now have full compression control in both legs, full rebound control in both legs, and clickers that actually do something. I think the clickers have got a range of 36 clicks, which is amazing, fantastic. For me, out of the box, they've been fantastic. Can't complain. And they're not even running yet. They've only done an hour. So, I mean, I'm personally impressed. I wouldn't really say that if I didn't believe a product was good. I believe integrity is important. So look them up, give them a try. If you're running on the standard XPLOR forks, you're a heavier guy or you're a faster guy, you will no doubt have felt that they dive. You go over a log and the bike just falls away from you. You go down a really steep hill, the bike is really nose deep and nose heavy. or even when you come fast into a corner, you brake hard, the bike sort of dips down, and with the PDS especially, you get that stink bug kick at the end. So this fixes that completely. I mean, it's good. That's all I can say. For the money, you know, I can't complain. I usually run closed cartridge motocross forks. That's been revalved for me. This is not far off. I mean, and you know, if you're going to go and spend thousands on cone valves, that's one thing. But I mean, for bang for buck, great upgrade. Cool.
Here you guys can see me jump a small log double. It's a pretty harsh landing, usually flat landing. The forks actually, in this case, didn't bottom out. Nice and soft, really comfortable landing. Usually something that challenges forks. These whoops are kind of short and stubby, usually pretty difficult to keep a fast straight line through them, but you can see that the bike kind of tracks really well, stays on top of the whoops for the most part, skims across them. Usually only the reserve of motocross forks, but these do really well. This rock garden is pretty harsh, a few big rocks, big holes. The bike tracked pretty well through it, staying directionally stable. You can see I'm running through it pretty much feet up all the way. Bike feels pretty much in control. I can place the wheel where I need to place the wheel. You can see sometimes getting full suspension travel. Nothing strange happening. That's my son Jake behind me. He's riding on WP closed cartridge forks. Freestyle jump, 30 to 40 foot gap. Nice, easy. Nothing weird on the landing. Bike takes it in its stride.